All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. This is a great chance to change the way that we're doing the SNIA Experts on Data podcast, because this is a preview to something fantastic. If you haven't seen it, if it's on demand, but if you haven't had a chance to attend yet, you definitely got to sign up. We've got an amazing webinar event, which is talking about what we can do in the world with RDMA. And you're saying to yourself, what do I need to know about RDMA? Well, tell you what, the goal of this webinar is to tell you everything you need to know about RDMA, and you don't have to be afraid to ask. This is a chance for us to really dive into, number one, what is RDMA doing? What has it done? And also what's next? Because we think about the amount of use cases that are coming up. It's a fantastic chance to be able to take a look at the different ways that technologies work, and especially how new use cases are arriving. So thank you for joining. My name is Eric Wright. I'm the co-host of the SNIA Experts on Data podcast, and also the co-founder, a lot of co's, of GTM Delta. And I'm joined by an amazing group of folks who are going to be on this really, really cool webinar. So I'm going to get you to do a quick intro. So Eric, if you want to get us started.
Sure. I'm Eric Smith. I'm a distinguished engineer working for Dell Technologies.
Excellent. And Rohan?
Hello, I'm Rohan Mehta. I'm working as a senior software engineer at Microsoft.
And Mikhail, certainly last but not least, if you want to introduce yourself as well, and then we're going to jump right in.
I'm Michal Calderon, a distinguished engineer at Marvell.
Fantastic. Now, there's a ton we want to cover. I would love to, but I also don't want to give away too much of the good stuff that we're going to see in the webinar. But let's maybe get started. Eric, what do you see as the opportunity? What's your goal? Because I know you're going to be driving the conversation. And so what do you see as the reason why people really should attend this?
Yeah, so thanks for asking, Eric, and thanks for having us on. My interest, I'm going to be moderating the session. And my interest in the topic really goes back, a couple of years. AI has been sort of driving the need for RDMA. And so as a person who's involved with networks and fabrics, especially as they relate to AI, getting to know how RDMA works has been very important. It's critically important to my field. And about a little over a year ago, I started really trying to dig into the details of it, especially looking for training information. And I was frustrated that there wasn't a basic overview of RDMA. And what I found was, even if I went onto like a website like Open Fabric Alliance, for example, they had training information there, and it went really deep, right into the verbs, right into the stack, all the way down to as deep as you wanted to go. And it was just a little too much to get started. So struggled a little bit at the beginning. So what I'm hoping we can do with this webinar is to give people a framework on which to build. And so yeah, that's why I'm. And I think we've hit the mark clearly. So
you certainly got some amazing folks contributing to this discussion. So Michal, based on that, what's your view of sort of a nutshell view of RDMA and what you look to bring to the session from your own previous experience?
Yeah, so I was exposed to RDMA about 10 years ago, and really feel connected to the technology. So like in a nutshell, right, RDMA stands for Remote Direct Memory Access. It's a technology that enables direct memory-to-memory data transfers between computers without involving the CPU and the cache and the OS, making it super efficient, having high throughput, low latency, and of course, low host CPU usage. And, a lot of people know just the buzzwords RDMA, but they don't really know how RDMA works, how the RDMA NIC actually writes or reads from memory without involving the CPU and so on. And so this is the reason why I wanted also to join this webinar and show people, how this actually works, and what makes RDMA, super ideal for like different applications and use cases, which we'll also go into in the webinar.
Yeah, it's funny because we get so used to these terms that we throw them around, and then we often forget, what's the reason why we have to talk about these. And, so the acronyms get included, but sometimes people just I kind of know what that means, so I'm not going to ask. So I do love that you're going to be able to dive in and it'll be interactive so folks can participate and figure out, and especially getting involved in the SNIA community. This is such a fantastic group of folks and all the contributing companies that help to make it happen. Rohan, based on your background and experience, what's your goal and what you want to bring to the session?
So we do, like Mikhail said, we do want to give an overview of what RDMA is. When I joined Microsoft, I actually started working on RDMA right away, and so for me that was like being thrown on the deep end. And I know what it feels like to ramp up on the topic that is completely new, while also contributing to something that's production level and deploying with actual customers on it and actually using RDMA out in the real world. So we want to simplify this topic as much as possible in a way that somebody who doesn't know what RDMA is can also join this webinar and learn about it. Somebody who already knows RDMA but needs to know more details of how it actually operates at various layers of the networking stack. If I want to write an application that leverages RDMA, what steps should I follow? How should I go about writing such an application? Even such a person can join this webinar and learn low-level details like that.
That is one of the things that I really struggle a lot of times with webinars is we never get a chance to go deep enough because we often don't have the experts on the call, or it's tough to explore in the time given. So I've been able to get a preview of what you've got ahead. And for folks that are watching this, even after the event, it's a must attend just because the depth you can reach and also the fact that this is a community of people that we can continue to connect to after the event and keep asking questions. It's fantastic as an opportunity. Now, why now? This is always the question. Like we've had RDMA in our world for a while. It's been a couple of years, perhaps. So, Mikhail, based on that, what is the importance of this RDMA discussion today?
Right. So like you said, yeah, RDMA has been here for a while, since the 1990s, right? But it's gaining traction again today more than ever, due to the challenges that are imposed by mainly the AI and ML training loads that are getting, much larger and have really crazy demands from the network. So yeah, it's definitely always been significant, due to its ability to enhance data transfers and its low latency and high throughput and so on. But I mean, now with AI and ML and these workloads really, the computation is so complex and the GPUs are so expensive, and you don't want any idle time on the GPU. You have to enhance the network, right? You don't want the network to be the bottleneck. And RDMA is close enough, right, to provide that. I mean, compared to traditional other networking protocols. So I mean, this is the main reason why we feel it's back and should be discussed again. Helping professionals, stay informed and on the technological advancements and the benefits that this brings.
Team RDMA, I love it. We often joke, said like, when in doubt, just rub some AI on it. And this is the truth of what we have in the market, is that the workloads have fundamentally changed the way that we use existing technologies. And I think that's why this is such an important discussion you're having in this session, because we thought we were done learning about how to actually move data and how to actually preserve and optimize memory, CPU, storage, network, all those core artifacts. And this is truly the chance to revisit, because everything changed once the workload changed. And if we don't adjust how we leverage the capabilities, or especially explore what's coming in future growth and other innovations that could happen, this is really cool. So I'll say it's RDMA or RDMAI. So who's ideal to attend this, Eric? You know the audience well, given that you are the audience. So who's a person that's really going to get value from sitting for this session?
Really anybody who's interested in RDMA. What I like about what Rohan and Mikhail have done are the breadth of the information. It starts, at a very high level introductory sort of, you are here sort of point of view. And then it gets all the way down into providing wire traces. So, actually packets as they show up in Wireshark. And Mikhail will stitch those two together and show you basically how like a conceptual model of RDMA endpoints communicate with one another and what that looks like on the wire. So it's really anybody who's interested in RDMA.
And I'll close it up just because I know we don't want to overshare the goodness that's in the full session. So, Rohan, based on your experience in looking at these AI and ML use cases, because I know it's not just dripping off the tongues of marketers and engineers alike, but we are genuinely seeing use cases come forward. So, where do you see the importance of what this session is going to bring to folks that are starting to dabble or even well underway with an AI ML, adoption and transformation?
Yeah, so the key problem or the key bottleneck in the AI ML models today is movement of data, like the data transfer itself. And that is where RDMA comes into the play with all its benefits. There's a lot of data already existing. Multiple storage clusters around the world. We need to move them as fast as possible from disk onto a GPU. Maybe the GPU is sitting somewhere else, so maybe across the network, then onto the GPU. So in both the scenarios, RDMA is going to be is coming into play and playing a crucial role in making this data transfer as fast as possible, as efficient as possible. Bringing all those benefits of, bypassing kernel, bypassing operating systems, bypassing the CPU utilization on the host, and so where the data actually is going to land, and then this further facilitates the speed up of the process of training as well as inference of all the AI models.
Well, this is going to be amazing. So thank you all for giving a quick preview, and I'm looking forward to everybody giving feedback on when they watch the full session, because it's such a fantastic deep dive, and it is just that, right? We're touching at the tip of the iceberg. The deep dive that you're going into in the full session is going to be amazing for folks that really want to see where it's happening. This isn't just marketing. This isn't buzzwords. This is real opportunity to optimize and build fantastic things. So it's everything you wanted to know about RDMA, but we're too proud to ask. And I always like to say, make sure you check out everything else at SNIA.org. We've got lots of other amazing sessions like this and other podcasts. And of course, all the webinars that are coming together. 2025 is going to be the year of distributed systems getting better because of distributed knowledge. And this is a great venue to do so. So thank you to Eric, to Rohan, and to Mikhail for all of this. And we're looking forward to the session, and we'll see you all on the webinar.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.